What's up everybody, this is Leo with Keeper & Co. and recently we put out a mini series on how to DTF and how you can make more money using DTF at your print shop. But ever since we put out the mini course, we've been getting a ton of questions in regards to when is it the best time to use DTF versus DTG. So we thought it'd be a little bit easier if we make a video where we show you guys the comparisons of both processes and we talk a little bit about the pros and cons of each process individually. Let's get into it. Okay, so the first one that comes to mind immediately is synthetic versus organic fabrics. So a little bit of backstory, when you're doing DTG, you really want to be using organic fabrics as much as possible. Things like 100% cottons are going to give you the best result because the ink will adhere a whole lot better to the fabric, right? Versus DTF, where you're really just printing on a film and then transferring that, and what's adhering is really the adhesive powder to the actual fabric, so you can do a lot of synthetic things that you really wouldn't be able to with DTG. The second item is something we've definitely covered in a lot of our content, and that's pre-treat sensitive fabrics. For those of you guys that have already been DTGing for a while, you know that some fabrics just don't really react well to DTG and DTG pre-treat specifically. And for those items, we recommend DTF. See, what happens a lot of the times is that the DTG pre-treat will either discolor, stain, burn, whatever you want to call it. It basically makes it so that the fabric changes color, and that's not good. So in those types of situations, we always recommend using DTF as a really good alternative. Similarly, if an item is really difficult to heat press, you might want to consider DTG. The reason is with DTF, there's no way of going around it. You're gonna have to heat press or apply heat to the apparel in order for it to adhere with the print. With DTF, there's a few things you can get away with where you're not necessarily heat pressing it. Things like CMYK only prints don't necessarily require you to pass them through the heat press in order for you to make them permanent. So if it's a really difficult item to heat press, DTG might be a better option for you to get a good quality print without the need to use a heat press. This next one has more to do with your print shop than the equipment that you use, and that's the volume that your print shop does. So if your print shop right now is only doing like 10 items a week, it might be better for you to DTF some stuff because you can get everything up and running and then create a few sheets and then just heat press them as you need them. It's only 10 units, that's it. If you're doing something more like 500 units a week, DTG is definitely a better option because you're gonna get a nice little process, a nice little flow going, you're gonna reach the efficiency that you're gonna need to make profit, and once the item has gone through the process, it's done. You could shut everything down and it would have been worth it for you to get the entire process running when you have that much volume. The final thing to consider is the look and feel of the final product. So if the client wants something that's a lot more soft hand and you can't really feel it, DTG is absolutely the way to go. Since the ink is shot into the fabric, you can't really feel the image on top of the fabric. With DTF, completely different story. Both of them feel independently different, and with DTF, you absolutely can feel where the images adhere to the fabric. So if your client wants something a little bit more premium feel, DTG is the way to go because it's softer and you can't really feel the image. DTF, you absolutely can. Thank you guys so much for watching the video. If you have any more questions on DTF, DTG, or a combination of both, shoot us an email or you can find us over on Instagram where we're super active. Also, make sure you subscribe to this channel for more videos just like this one. And if you guys want a step-by-step tutorial that goes through all the stages of how to make DTFs with your Epson F2100, check it out. The links are down in the description below. Course is completely 100% free. And with that being said, guys, thank you so much for joining us. We'll catch you on the next one.